London is where I need to be for my work. Unfortunately, I'm not a housing association tenant, and I'm not a millionaire either. So if you don't fall into one of those categories in London, you're stuck in the working to pay rent trap. And I did that for 10 months. I eventually got evicted from my house, and I was lucky enough to know someone who was squatting.
Last August, beginning of August, I went to my parents for a weekend, as I do on a fairly regular basis. And while I was away for the weekend, a family of Romanian gypsies decided to move into my house. They, or somebody anyway, jemmied the front door, changed the locks, and by the time I was home on the Monday, they had emptied the house.
There's people who want to, look after places.